So I was looking back, and as I announced, I would be doing the State of the Village address today. And I promised that I would do this every year. Well, the last time I did it was 2019. I think because of 2020, I think with COVID, for whatever reason, decided not to do it, and then just kind of slipped. So this is the first time since 2019 I have given a State of the Village address. So I will try.
Combine all 3 years then into.
No.
Okay.
So I will reference a little bit behind, but I figured it's a good time to do this again since a lot has changed over the last 4 years. So with that, council, esteemed guests, and those watching on YouTube, thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak with you about the state of the village. As in previous years, our mayors would address the village on an annual basis to provide you an update on what we did the previous year and what we were looking to do over the near term. I decided when I became mayor that I would continue that effort in letting the citizens of this historic village know what we've accomplished as a council, what has happened in the village, and what will happen over the near term. Unfortunately, the last time I did this was back in 2019, so I apologize for the lack of my continual update to the citizens of the village. With this said, I would like to review what we as a council have accomplished over the last 12 months. As a village, we continue to look at how we can improve on our existing facilities and the things we take care of in the village. With that in mind, we decided to add a lean-to onto our maintenance building to protect our new lift truck that we purchased over a year ago from the funds we received from the ARPA funds from the federal government. We felt that by protecting this asset from the elements, it would last longer. We also added a separate building with a garage door to store items that we did not want others to have access to. Also, I want to give an update on when the village decided to look at reducing our energy costs by seeing what could be done by replacing our existing lights in the Aston Oaks area and in the historic village. So this was something we did a few years back. And upon reviewing this with Duke Energy and the potential savings to the village over the long haul, we decided at that time to move forward with replacing all the lights currently billed to the village. The cost for all those new lights was a little bit more than $100,000. The savings on an annual basis were to be over $20,000 annually, so the payback on these new lights would take around 5 years. So over the past 3 years, we have experienced the savings we expected. And I would like to thank Councilman Dave Moorman for spearheading that effort. He spent a significant amount of time of researching this and providing the council with the pros and cons of doing this. Obviously, the pros outweighed the cons. Also in 2021 and 2022, we decided to move forward with donations from various parties to remove trees that block the view of Harrison's tomb from US 50. This would enable people driving through our village the opportunity to always be able to view the tomb no matter what time of year it was. This was spearheaded by Councilwoman Fran Wamlinger. She secured donations from individuals along with the railroad to have these trees removed. As to an update to the property at 154 Miami Avenue, that property was closed down in 2018 and leveled in 2019. Our hopes continue to be that that property owner will work with the village in developing a new property that will enhance the village and bring solid tenants to the village. We have made it clear to the property owner that we will work with him in good faith to assist with any new development within the village. As of speaking, the building's been torn down and nothing has taken its place as of this point, and there is no plans in the offing right now as to what that may look like. In 2022, we also were able to work with the Higher History Connection and our state representatives to secure $150,000 for the maintenance on Harrison's tomb, along with power washing the tomb itself, and hopefully do some landscaping improvements to the tomb area. We've also been working with OHC and coming to an agreement on better maintaining the Congress Green Cemetery that is across from the tomb. We're still trying to see how that will end up. Councilwoman Balser has been spearheading that effort. We also continue to put more efforts into beautifying the village. We had new plugins on telephone poles on the side of Consolidated to add additional Christmas lighting. We also, with the donation from Consolidated, installed 12 new trees on the south side of US 50 to complement the trees that were installed a couple years ago on the north side of US 50. These two were installed with the generous donation from Consolidated. And finally, we were able to secure funding from Hamilton County to purchase 14 acres along the river that was owned by the Village of Cleves. After a few months of police having surveys done on 2 parcels and having legal descriptions completed, with the help from our law director, Scott Sammons, we were able to execute on an agreement with police on February 23rd, 2023, so last week. This now gives us the control we have been seeking over this property so that we may pursue the effort of developing our riverfront to provide a place where we can have a beautiful park, walking paths, playground area along with boat docks and places to purchase food. We hope that this area will be used in coordination with Harrison's Tombs, that it could be a place where young children can learn about the history in this area, along with a place for them to exercise and have fun. This will also be an ideal place for parents to come so they can picnic with their family along with people interested in exercise. We also hope to bring outdoor concerts to our area and coordinate that with the boaters on the river so they can find a place to dock their boats and enjoy the music. I've recently spoken with our new Congressman, Warren Davidson, and he says that he is behind our effort and will continue to try to find a way for this park to become a reality through some funding via the federal government. And at our last celebration of Harrison, the general that we spoke to told us that, I'm adding this isn't part of my speech, but he said that their unit can actually provide all the labor and all the work for free. We would not have to pay for a lot of things that we normally would have to pay for.
What type of work would that be?
Earthworks, I mean, a lot of the stuff, but anything is supplies we have to provide. But they would provide all the labor and work, and it's through the reserve system that they look for projects to do with governments to help them. So that is something that hopefully I know Marilyn and I have been communicating with them to kind of get what the details are, and they reached back out and said we're looking for kind of some more details from us as to what that's going to look like. So that is something we plan on working here in the near future after our beautification committee meeting that we will have next Saturday. As to our country, we continue to see a lot of protests and celebrations, anger and happiness, and a lot of good press and bad press. Our country continues to be at a crossroads where we seem to be taking sides as Americans. We now describe people as ultra-conservative right or radical liberal left. We continue to be too polarized and are no longer willing to listen to each other. We disagree and have also become disagreeable. So I ask everyone to take the rhetoric down and start listening to each other with respect and as fellow Americans. We are on the same team even though we compete for our own beliefs and how the country should move forward. America should always come first no matter what. As we move into 2023, I see a lot of great things happening in the village. Over the past few years, we've had to manage a lot of changes, and through it all, the village has come through this period better than ever. I am so proud to announce again today that the state of the village is strong. Since becoming mayor in 2012 and establishing the beautification committee, we've outlined some of the improvements we wanted to make in our village. Through our initial 3-year plan, that was way back when, we expanded our Christmas lights, installed planters throughout the village, installed a new playground and shelter area. At this time, I would once again like to recognize Fran Wallmubber and Marilyn Kramer for their unending pursuit of grants, grant writing, and staying in front of the We Thrive and Interact for Health organization and seeking funds to improve our village. Also, through the council's wisdom, the beautification committee has been approved for a budget to continue its work in 2023. The funds have been designated to maintaining all the new hanging flower baskets along with new banners which will adorn both the new and historic parts of the village. The slogan that the beautification committee came up with in 2014 is naturally beautiful. We hope that by adding our already beautiful flower boxes that this will enhance even more our efforts in beautifying the village, and we hope the rest of the residents within the village will take some additional time and effort to beautify their own homes and gardens. To this, I recommend we approve additional funds for a special project that I want to start. I would like to have banners done for veterans that are from the village and have either served or are currently serving in the military, along with anyone who was either killed in action or a prisoner of war. I would like to see these permanently hung on our current posts that hang the other banners. So I've already discussed this with both Fran and Marilyn, and we are going to, if the council agrees, we would like to reach out to the residents of the village to provide us pictures of people that have served in the military, as I said, and then we would have banners made, because what I have noticed through my travels in other villages and other smaller villages, they have these things hung up all year round. So I figured that might be a good step for us to start doing that within this village. One of my visions is the development of new condos from the area between our boundary line of Addison and North Bend all the way down to the beer market. I envision an entrance into the development from US 50 with river views on their back decks. I still would like to see something done here and will continue to pursue opportunities. With that said, a resident of North Bend has reached out to me to see if we would be interested in selling a couple of our parcels to him so we can build some new homes. It is at an early stage, but my hopes are that we can see some new development in this area. And finally, I'd like to see us work with the owners of the North Bend Town Center to bring in more business and develop the area facing US 50. This development has been here for years, and I think it is time for us to make this area a center of commerce for our village. Financially, we are stronger than ever. We have over $900,000 in our accounts that support our streets, maintenance, and public safety. We continue to seek grants when available for projects we like to have done in the village and continue to work with our partners at We Thrive on projects to support good health in our community. As I continue to state, as the mayor of the village, I will pledge to you again that I will continue to seek the opinions of our residents when formulating new ordinances, establishing new services, or adding improvements to our village. I will keep emphasizing that I would like to see our residents more active in their government. This can be achieved first and foremost by attending our monthly council meetings, but it can also be met by getting involved. My slogan is, ask what you can do. Ask how you can help. Ask why things happen the way they do. Ask your fellow residents to get more involved. 16 years ago, I was asked to get involved and be part of the solution by joining council. 12 years ago, I asked to be your mayor, and you honored me by voting me in. I asked in 2019, and you voted me back in. I am now asking you again for your vote in 2023 to continue to be your mayor. I now ask all you again, how can you be part of the solution? How can you make this village better? How can you make this a safer place to live? And how can you make North Bend the envy of the West Side? I continue to have the privilege of being part of this council since I moved to North Bend in 2006, and I believe this village has a great future. We have great residents who care about their village and care about the history the village represents. As I mentioned last year and will continue to mention, let us keep in mind why we have a government. We are here to maintain a village that we all chose to live in, provide services that makes everyone's life easier to live, and through our collective efforts, help this village thrive. I again want to thank everyone on this council for making my job a lot easier and by looking out for the interests of the many instead of the interests of the few. I look forward to another successful year for all the promise it provides. God bless the village of North Bend, and God bless the United States of America.